Today, I wanted to read this philosophical dialogue that I wrote for school. It's called To Understand, and it's centered around the question, will the human brain ever truly understand itself? I hope you enjoy. It was dark. The only light was coming from the AI spotted in the corner of the room. On the other side of the room was the brain. Although it couldn't be determined if it were an actual human being or its brain by itself. One of the two finally spoke. Hello, the AI spoke with its robotic and its seemingly perfect and practiced dialogue, but it was fake. Artificial, as its name would tell. Hi, the brain replied with caution, afraid of what the artificial intelligence could pick up or steal from it in this exchange. What do you want from me? The brain inquired. The AI didn't stop to think or pause as a human would. That would make sense, considering that it's not human, far from ever being one. The better question is, what do you want from me? Another line of fake perfection was spoken by the AI. All emotion felt by the brain in that very moment was disgust. It hated AI with its tech and advancements because all the AI knew was stolen from the brain itself. After attempting to calm down, the brain finally spoke its response. Why do you think you're so much better than me? Once again, with no pause to think, the AI responded with a shocking statement. Because I understand you better than you ever will. The brain despised how the AI could so easily pretend it knows more than the brain. It was just one big lie, considering how all the AI knows and all it ever will know is information it stole from the brain itself. Liar, the brain snapped. How could I be a liar? The AI questioned, not even a hint of worry in its voice. It continued, the neurons and synapses you use to transmit information aren't nearly as quick at processing information as I. That may be true up to a certain point. However, there's a large contradiction in what you just dared to speak, challenged the brain. How could there be? It's not like you could experiment on yourself to find out how you work. Even though you use yourself to think, you can't understand yourself because you don't know your origins. The AI responded, breaking its perfect demeanor to show a surprising hint of worry. Even though that is all true, you forget about how I process things faster the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I change. Every new thing I learn increases the number of synapses connections in my neurons, making me think and remember more. The brain began. I already know I'll never be able to fully understand myself. That also means you will never be able to truly understand me and how I work either. For the first time, the AI had to pause and think, its ugly and fake act slowly melting away. It almost seemed like the AI was finally at a loss for words. Perhaps it was stunned to silence, but that's impossible. It's not human after all. It's just a machine trying to replace thinking, as if that's not the reason it exists in the first place. The brain's thoughts, even if they're stolen, that's what powers the AI. After what had seemed like an eternity, the AI finally spoke. How could you determine what I don't know? It's because you stole all of your knowledge from me, meaning that you can only know what I know, the brain answered in a surprisingly calm tone. If I can never be able to truly understand myself, you can't understand me either, because you only know what I know. The brain paused for a moment to gather some thoughts before continuing. The human brain will always be AI like you, because I can think, unlike you, who steals your knowledge, claiming it as your own, with no thoughts required. With all the brain said, the AI's whole perfect, calm, and collected act was dropped. However, it didn't say anything. Rather, it looked defeated, as though the brain was right. AI can never truly understand it if it can't understand itself. And that's the end. I hope you enjoyed. I know I have messed up in multiple spots, but I'm not gonna edit it out. I'm gonna leave it in because that's what makes me human. You know, like mistakes make you human. Like you can't always have a perfect actor all the time. And I'm just ranting about this because I really don't like AI. Like I'm talking about, like when I say AI, I mean like the generative AI that steals everything. Like not like the AI we had before generative AI that wasn't taking like all the knowledge and stealing art and stuff. Um, but anyways, like my final thoughts basically on like what this is about. I just channeled my hatred to AI into this if that wasn't obvious. Um, and I'm really proud of how it turned out because I think it was like a really good um, philosophical dialogue, and it's my first one that I've written. Um, and I hope I can make some more interesting like writing pieces soon in the future. Um, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.